One of those other types of shooting actually involves dressing up and playing cowboys. Going back to a simpler time is a fun activity the whole family can enjoy.
We are doing one of the fastest growing equestrian sports in the United States. It's called Cowboy mounted shooting. It's combining horsemanship and your firearms skills and putting it all together, and it's a timed event, a speed event, where you shoot black powder blanks off of horses.
How long have you been doing this?
This is my 10th year.
How did you get started?
I got started, I was actually at an event, a single action shooting event in California, and as a spokesperson for Colt Firearms, and I saw them shooting off the horses, and I said, oh my gosh, that looks like so much fun. And I've always had horses. I used to, show quarter horses, and so I thought this is something fun that I can do with my horse. And I love to shoot, and I love firearms, so I combine the whole thing together.
That's great. And who do we have here with us?
Okay, with us here we've got Cimarron, after my gun sponsor.
Oh, perfect.
And she was an awesome mare for me last year in 2005. She won me lots of money. And this is an up-and-coming horse. He's just a 4-year-old, going to be 4, out of my world champion stallion, El Costa Prom, who's a mounted shooting stallion. So what I do is I train these horses and breed them to be shooting horses. So it's a little specialty.
How much training is involved with them?
It takes a good full year to train a mounted shooting horse.
Wow.
Yep, it's a year of hard work.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yep, to get them used to the gunfire. And then plus they have to maneuver all these different patterns out there.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how many women are involved with the sport?
The women have really grown in the sport. Used to be, there were just a few of us. Now, in 2006, I mean, there's definitely thousands of women now, I can truthfully say, that do participate in our sport. So I'd say, statistically, it'd be around, I'd say 60% men and about 40% women now, which is great.
That is great. And it's growing every year.
Growing every year. We've got lots of members. We have shoots all over the country, pretty much every state except for, I believe, Hawaii. And of course, we love being here in Arizona. The weather's great, and it's a lot of fun.
How do you play this sport?
Basically, we have 10 targets, and they're balloon targets. And you have 2 6 guns. So you basically get 5 shots out of each gun. So you have the 10 targets. So you go out there, they give you a pattern, you shoot 5 balloons, put your gun away, and shoot another 5, and then it's the fastest person to come across the finish line hitting all their targets wins.
And is it the same pattern every time?
Nope, 50 different patterns.
50, that's
So these
amazing.
horses have to really be really tuned horses.
Know what they're
Very
doing.
tuned, yeah.
1662. 1662 clean for Audrey Hensley. New top time.
So how do women get involved in the sport?
Well, basically, I always recommend, if you aren't already familiar with firearms, it's going out and taking firearm safety courses. And then basically you look up our sport, online and under Cowboy mounted shooting. And there's lots of information on clubs, but basically you need to be able to have good firearm skills, safe firearm skills, and then you need to be a good rider too.
Yes.
So if you have your riding skills and your firearm skills, put it all together. I tend to like to see women that already ride because, as you know, being a fellow equestrian, it takes a long time to become a good rider. So
lots of balance.
Lots of balance, and then you have a firearm in your hand. So it's easier for me to coach people and teach people that are already riders, and then put them through the paces on the firearms.
That's great. Do you use any special equipment for it?
Well, basically you need a good holster, nice leather holster, and then of course a good set of 6 guns. You have to get an action actually put on your 6 guns so they're easier to cock back.
And a lot of the women like to turn down hammers a little bit because their thumb is quite small compared to men. So I have been turning down a lot of hammers. I got Annie's turned down just a little bit. And it makes them easier to operate the gun, and they're doing quite well with them. So the Cimarrons are working really great for them, especially the stainless ones.
Oh yeah, these are
great. So right here's where it turns down, right in here?
Yeah, you heat this, you bend it down, and I put some deep knurling. Annie likes hers kind of rough, and so I make these knurls so their thumb don't slip off of there. And they can reach up and get that cocked real easy.
Wow.
So they're actually working real good.
I shot them all.
Yeah, okay.
I had a clean run.
Sure.
I had a clean run. Yeah, so basically you get a good set of guns with actions, holsters, a nice horse or an upcoming horse, and you're basically ready to go.
So you have lots of spectators out here. How do they stay safe while you're shooting?
That's a really good question. We had to make the sport spectator safe. So what we shoot is black powder, and it's basically just a burning amber that comes out of your gun, and then it pops the balloons. It dissipates after about 10-15 feet.
Oh, that's great.
So it stays right in the arena. The spectators are fine. You know, gun safety is #1 in this sport, and you know, it's obviously a fun spectator sport, but we had to make it safe, and we really stress the gun safety. It's so important. You know, even though we're dealing with blanks, it's still a live firearm.
Right. Right. And for these guys too.
Yeah, for these guys too. Yeah,
you want to keep them.
Keep them safe also.